Good morning to all. Today we are going to discussing about properties of colloidal solutions. Yesterday already we have seen that purification of colloidal solutions we have seen. Today we are going to discussing about properties of colloidal solutions. So already we know that colligative properties. So colligative properties is nothing but the properties of solutions which depends on concentration of your solute. Solute concentration on depending means that is called colligative properties. So totally there are 4 colligative properties are presenting there: osmotic pressure, lowering in vapor pressure, depression in freezing point, and elevation in boiling point. So these 4 properties are called as colligative properties. So let us see that. Colloidal particles being bigger aggregates, the number of particles in a colloidal solution is comparatively small as compared to true solution. So compared to true solutions, what happen means colloidal solutions are what happen very small. So colloidal particles being bigger. When it will bigger means the particles and what a smaller particles and it will be combining is takes place means to become here bigger particles. So the colloidal particle size and what happen means very lesser compared to here true solutions. The size of colloidal particles are what happen small compared to here true solutions. Let us see that. So what are the major properties of present colloidal solution? First one is Tyndall effect. What is mean by here Tyndall effect means scattering of light by colloidal particles due to which path of beam in colloidal solution is illuminated is called Tyndall effect. So scattering of light by colloidal particles due to which the path of beam in colloidal solution is illuminated is called Tyndall effect. So scattering of light is nothing but actually this is for example if you are taken here one beam of light, you are taken beam of solution. So this is what happen, light energy source of light energy will be incident is takes place on a particular solution. Once the solution is reaching means this light pathway what happen means it will be scattering will be takes place. Scattering is nothing initially what happen, it is straight line, it is moving is takes place. Once if it is touches to that any one of the solution mean colloidal solution means the path of the beam what have the path of the beam of light what happen means it will be scatter will be takes place. So the scattering of beam of light energy is called Tyndall effect. So simply what you say means original path and what happen after striking that colloidal solution what happen means the beam of light pathway what happen it will be scattering will be takes place. It will be scattering into different directions. So the scattering of light by the colloidal solved particles is called as Tyndall effect. So this Tyndall effect who scientist was first observed means Faraday scientist was first observed. So Faraday scientist was first observed this Tyndall effect. So Tyndall effect is observed only when the following conditions are satisfied. So what are the conditions must be satisfying means point number 1, the diameter of the dispersed particles is not much smaller than the wavelength of the light used. The diameter of the dispersed particles is not much smaller than the wavelength of the light used. And second condition is The refractive indices of the dispersed phase and dispersed medium differ greatly in magnitude. Dispersed phase and medium both are here greatly differ in their magnitude. So these two conditions must be satisfied, means that particles will be exhibit here Tyndall effect. Next one, see there, coloring and all. The color of the colloidal solution depends on the wavelength of the light scattered by the dispersed particles. So color and all, how it will be exhibiting means depending upon the scattering of light only. What happen means coloring nature and all, it will showing the particles. Second one, the wavelength of light further depends on the size and nature of the particles. So coloring and all, where it will be depending means wavelength of light depends on the size and nature of the particles. For example, if you are taking your finest gold, we are using in the finest gold solution, what happen means it is red in color, it is appear. As the size of particles is increase, it appears like purple, blue and finally golden color it will shows there. Next thing is the color of colloidal solution also changes with the manner in which the observer receives the light. For example, mixture of milk and water appears blue when viewed by the reflected light, red when viewed by the transmitted light. So this is what is saying coloring nature and all. Next one, see that Brownian movement. What is mean by Brownian movement? The zigzag motion of colloidal particles is known as Brownian movement. So zigzag motion is nothing but there is no proper direction. So randomly the colloidal particles will be moving means that is called zigzag motion of colloidal particles we are calling. This motion is independent of the nature of the colloid, but it depends on the size of the particles. So these colloidal particles are what happen? This motion is independent of the nature of the colloid, but it depends on the size of the particles and viscosity of the solution. Smaller the size and lesser the viscosity, faster is the motion will be exhibit. So simply how you are remembering this sentence means so smaller the size, particle size and all very smaller will be presenting means viscosity will be very lesser will be present. So that particles are what happen more faster in motion will be to exhibit. So this is called as Brownian movement. Next one, see there, charge on colloidal particles. So colloidal particles always what happen mean carries an electrical charge will be carrying is takes place. All colloidal particles what happen electrical charge and it will be carrying is takes place. Just look at here what type of charges they will carrying there. So there are two types of charges will be present, positive charged salts and negative charged salts. There are two types of salt particles will be presenting there. First one is hydrated metallic oxides. Hydrated metallic oxide always shows here positively charged salts like aluminum oxide, chromic oxide, ferric oxide. This and all shows here all metal oxides and all what happen mean they shows here positive charged salts. Next, basic dyestuffs like methylene blue solution. So methylene blue salt solution also they exhibit here positively charged salt solution. And oxides, titanium dioxide. So oxides also, metal oxides also, what happen, it will shows here. Titanium oxide also shows here positively charged salt solution. Next, negatively charged salt solution, what they will exhibit mean metals. All metals and all what happen mean negatively charged salt solution they will exhibit, like copper, silver, gold salts, like that. Mostly metals. Metals and all what happen, they shows here negatively charged salt solution they will exhibit. Next one is metallic sulfides, arsenic sulfide, stibbium sulfide, cadmium sulfide. So these and all what happen mean, they shows here metallic sulfide acting like negatively charged salt solutions. Next one is acid dyestuffs, ecozine, Congo red salts, like that. These and all shows here negatively charged salt solutions. Next one, salts of starch and gum and gelatin. So it is also shows here negatively charged salt solutions. So salt solutions, they are classified, colloidal solutions, they are classified in two types. They classified positive charged salt solutions and negatively charged salt solutions. Next one, see that the charge on the salt particles is due to one or more reasons. So salt solutions are why they are exhibiting here positive and negative charges means. So depending on here some reasons they will exhibit positively charged as well as negatively charged and all they will exhibit. So just see that reasons, what are the reasons are exhibiting means. Due to electron capture by salt particles during electrode dispersion of metals. So electron capture by the salt particle during electrode dispersion of metals. Due to preferential adsorption of ions from solution. Due to formation of electrical double layer. So because of these three reasons and all what happen means, colloidal salt particles they will exhibit positive as well as negative charges they will exhibit. One is electron capture by salt particles during electron dispersion of metals due to preferential adsorption of ions from solution due to formation of electrical double layer. So because of these three reasons and all what happen means, they shows here positive and negative charges they will exhibit. Let us see that some examples. When two or more ions present in the dispersion medium, preferential adsorption of the ion common to the colloidal particles usually takes place. When silver nitrate is added to potassium iodide, silver nitrate is added, solution is added to potassium iodide solution, the precipitated silver iodide absorbs iodide ions from the dispersion medium. A negatively charged colloidal solution results. However, the Ki solution is added to silver nitrate solution. Positively charged salt results due to the adsorption of Ag plus ion from dispersion medium. So just look at here once diagram once what they taken. Silver nitrate solution where you are added potassium iodide solution we are added. Just look at here. So potassium iodide aqueous solution we have taken, in that you are adding silver nitrate solution. You are adding means what will be forming resulting compound? Silver iodide. The precipitate what will be forming? Silver iodide will be forming there. So silver iodide adsorbs iodide ions from the dispersion medium and negatively charged colloidal solution result. So what happened? Negatively charged colloidal salt solution will be forming. However, potassium iodide aqueous solution is added to silver nitrate aqueous solution means positively charged salt solution results. So due to adsorption of Ag plus ions from dispersion medium. So therefore the overall reaction how we are writing means just see that. So Ag plus AgI and I minus is negatively charged is takes place, and AgI and Ag plus and all what happen here, positively charged salt solution will be takes place. Same like that. Another example, see that in FeCl3 is added to excess of hot water, so positively charged solid solution is forming there. So due to adsorption of your Fe3 plus ions, what happen? Positively charged salt solution will be forming there. However, when ferric chloride is added to sodium hydroxide, negatively charged salt solution is obtained with the adsorption of your OH minus ions. So having acquired a positive or negative charge by the selective adsorption on the surface of colloid particles, as stated above, this layer attracts the counter ion from the medium, forming a second layer. So the combination of two layers of opposite charges around the colloidal particles is called as Helmholtz electrical double layer. Helmholtz electrical double layer, like that we are calling there. So this is what you are saying means here properties. And next one, see that electrophoresis, last one we will see there. So remaining points tomorrow we will discuss. So what is mean by here electrophoresis? Electrophoresis is nothing but, so the existence of charge on the colloids is confirmed by the experiment. An electrical potential is applied across two platinum electrodes dipping in a colloidal solution. The colloidal particles move towards here one or the other electrode. So the movement of colloidal particles under an applied electric potential is called as electrophoresis. So there are two electrodes is taken, cathode is taken, another one is anode is taken, and inside what you are placing means a platinum electrodes you are dipping there. Both the U-shaped tube and all what you are taken, two platinum electrodes you are dipping there, and inside what you are taken a colloidal solution you are taken. Once your electric current you are passing is takes place means the colloidal solution particles are moving towards here only here one side direction only, it will be moving is takes place. So that means positive electrodes towards here negative electrode side and all what happen means that means. So cathode to anode, that means the particles are always what happen moving towards here only anode electrode side only moving, unidirectional. So one direction only the particles will be traveling is takes place by applying electrical potential. So this process is called as electrophoresis. So that means what will be moving, shifting is takes place means only the particles only here positively charged particles is positive electrode side, the particles will be moving, you are observed. So the positively charged particles moves towards your cathode, while the negatively charged move towards your anode. That means opposite charges and all what happen, the particles are moving is takes place. So this process under what you call means here electrophoresis. So next session we are going to seeing that what is electroosmosis and what is coagulation and what is meant by emulsions, that properties and all next session we are going to seeing there. So thank you, have a nice day.